and we begin this hour in the High Court in Pretoria. That's where the lawyer for accused number 5 in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial has sought reasons that influenced the decision to prosecute the 5 men currently on trial.
And that's after a second docket surfaced listing 7 people who were in the house the night Meyiwa was killed as suspects. That decision led to Advocate Zandile Mshololo asking for a lengthy postponement. Whether this trial resumes or Mshololo's request will be granted is a decision that will be taken today. Our reporter Linda Mnisi joins us now outside court for a taste of what's to come. And that is the big question this morning, isn't it, Linda, whether that decision will be granted?
Absolutely, Michelle. Looking, of course, at the issues that came up on Wednesday, Advocate Mshololo seeking clarity from the NPA in terms of what influenced that decision to bring the 5 men here in this court to charge them. You'll remember she did make mention of the NDPP making the decision in this case, which is 636, and then there's a 375, where the DPP in the South Gauteng division is the one that's said to have made the decision to prosecute or to have the 7 men or the 7 people who were in that house to be arrested, prosecuted, charged, and then prosecuted rather. And she wants clarity around that, why it is that it is only their clients who are in court when there is another docket. So she needs time to, of course, look into the contents of that docket to adequately prepare. You'll remember it's within the rights. It's in the rights of her client to be adequately prepared for this particular trial, particularly because it has taken center stage in this particular trial. The affidavits that were read out in court, which were said to be made by Sergeant Musia, and for cross-examination to continue with this particular docket is concerned, she would have to peruse through the dockets and then take instructions. But of course, their client's rights are right at the center of this, because Advocate Mshololo says these are issues that should have been revealed during the time when disclosure was made. In other words, when the contents of this docket was made available to the legal teams for them to prepare. It was at that stage that the second docket was supposed to be made available. We heard from the state saying that they were actually in the same boat with Advocate Mshololo when it came to this particular docket, that they were also given on Wednesday morning, despite them having been requested for that particular docket in March. So it seems the only legal team that was in possession of that docket was Advocate Malisela Defo, who's representing accused number 1 to 4. I want us to take a listen to Advocate Mshololo around this particular docket and what it means for her client.
Accused number 5 has to be informed of the reasons about the decision taken in Exhibit D, because he is affected. He's an affected person, my lord. And until we receive those reasons, we will then be able to inform this court whether we're able to proceed or not. Just administrative reasons. Section 33 of the Constitution. The state must give us reasons, must provide reasons for the decision that has been taken. Whether there has been a misjoinder, or maybe we're supposed to be having 10 accused here. The other accused should have been joined here, or they should not have been joined. We don't know, my lord.
So, Linda, what are the different permutations if this request is granted today? As Advocate Mshololo says, will we have 12 accused in the dock?
Well, at this point, you'll remember it's only the 5 men that are on trial. You'll remember the likes of Kelly Khumalo in this case are only listed as victims in count 3. In fact, you'll remember robbery with aggravating circumstances. Zandi Khumalo is also listed as a victim in this particular indictment. But you'll also remember the issue around the draft indictment that was an issue for the state, saying that in fact it was a mere draft and did not hold evidential value. In fact, to quote them directly, they said that that particular indictment that lists Kelly Khumalo and the likes did not see the light of day. So it would be interesting to see the turn of events in this particular trial, because Advocate Mshololo says there's a conflict of interest. The people that are listed as witnesses or as victims in this indictment are going to possibly be witnesses in this very same case when they should, according to the South Gauteng Division, the DPP that is, are supposed to also be on the dock. So the decision today will influence whether or not cross-examination continues or whether this trial will resume perhaps in September, because the state did make mention that the only available date is the next term of court, which is in September.
Linda Mnisi, thanks very much indeed for that update. He's live to us there from the High Court in Pretoria.